a real professional in the business world. Call Signworks at 785-8899. Signworks, 850-785-8899.
Stop by that boot store and help celebrate 60 years in business and the 4th of July at the same time. The huge selections of Western wear and work clothes at affordable prices are what keeps customers returning year after year. And don't forget to celebrate the 4th of July and be thankful for our founding fathers that sacrificed so much. That boot store open Tuesday through Thursday, 9 till 5, Friday and Saturday, 9 till 5:30. Next to Billboard Kia 15th Street, that boot store where God is good all the time. Hey there, folks. Looking for a place that feels like home right in the heart of Panama City? Well, look no further than Charlie Corm's place at their new location on 15th Street. Charlie Corm's is not just a place, it's an experience. Imagine cozy corners, friendly faces, and the aroma of delicious dishes that'll make your taste buds dance. From sunrise breakfast to late night bites, Charlie Corm's on 15th Street has it all. Charlie Corm's place on 15th Street is now offering exclusive weekday lunch specials. Visit Charlie Corm's place on 15th Street. Look for the giant mural.
WVLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX Lincoln, powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's the next evolution of sports talk radio. The biggest stories and the biggest reactions.
Now.
And now we're taking
With the first pick.
This is the last ball you gotta bat. The Inside Drive. From college to the pros. Interviews with the newsmakers, sports betting, your phone calls, and more. And now, The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey. Broadcasting from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios on ESPN Northwest Florida.
And good Tuesday morning. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. 104.3 in Panama City Beach, 101.9 in Port St. Joe. David, please zoom in on Jay while I finish the intros here today. You guys are listening live and local. You can download our free mobile app inside the Google Play or Apple Store. That one, you just need to search 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. You can like, follow, comment, subscribe, share, listen, all those wonderful things on our social channels. That is Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Just search it up, ESPN Northwest Florida. Also go follow us on TikTok, Inside.Drive. And of course, last but not least, you can go to ESPNPC.com. While you're there, sign up for KHS TV. Starting the show off on a high note, huh, Jay?
Making paper airplanes, right?
That looks terrible.
Oh, I missed a fold.
Yeah, you did. You did.
That one's going down.
Is that
down,
one going
down.
right or left?
I think it's straight down.
Yeah, I was going to make a
Yeah.
You called it.
It wasn't bad, though. It actually flew a little further. It did take a nosedive. Yeah, absolutely. You doing all right today, Jay?
I'm doing good.
I was like that plane in Brazil.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna, but I didn't. That's scary.
Jeez.
It just fell out of the
Dude,
sky.
could you imagine like being one of the people on the ground?
Well, just the guy that took the video, I mean, at one point you got to think, is this thing going to land on my house?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was nuts.
I've seen multiple videos from. I mean, everybody had the cameras on. It seemed like.
Well, I mean, I think that's something you probably noticed in the sky, maybe here. But rumor has
Do we know where that plane was coming from?
I don't. Rumor has it was a Boeing. Just kidding. Oh. I don't know. I don't really know. I don't know anybody at Boeing, so I can't really knock it. But yeah,
how you doing today?
I'm doing
Ryan?
fantastic. Fantastic.
Good.
Got your Inside Drive and your Georgia visor on.
I do.
See,
man.
you're the one of the few people I know that can rock the visor or the regular hat.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm trying to bring my inner Steve Spurrier in, I guess, if you will.
I don't think he would have put on the Georgia visor, but you never know. Probably not. Probably some hatred there still. But
as much as a Georgia fan, you do dislike the guy, but there was something about him. I don't know what it was.
It was
fantastic.
Just, and he liked to throw that visor too.
He sure did.
You ever teach a golf lesson with your visor on and just throw the visor down?
That would be great.
Probably
I never have.
Not for the student, but
right.
That would be so hilarious. We should do like a video like that where you're giving me a lesson one day. You just like hit a good drive. It wasn't far enough.
Throw it down.
Go run the Meadows course right down.
The whole thing. All 7,000 yards.
Yeah.
But you'd have to get the big high visor though for that particular thing.
Johnny Yankee Seed says for that plane in Brazil, there was 8 known doctors on board working for a cure for cancer. Is that a conspiracy theory?
Every one of them's come true thus far, so I don't know. Might be.
I mean, we know
yeah,
the listeners don't, but I think,
yes.
I really do think that there possibly could be a cure out there, but that would lose a lot of money.
Billions and billions of dollars. I'm not going to go down that tangent because I'm right there with you, and there's a lot of things like that, but that's neither here nor there. I want to get back.
Crumple up my tinfoil hat for today.
But you don't even need the tinfoil anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the visor looks good.
Thank
It
you,
looks good.
Ryan.
Hats, maybe. Those kind of visors, gosh, no. I look like an absolute idiot in those.
Well, I looked at my closet this morning. I'm like, all right, I have not wore this in a while. Unfortunately, it just tags you as an above 40 kind of person, right? You're 40 years or older now, right? That you wear a visor.
Yeah,
or
that is more like the and I would call that the low-rise visor.
Yeah.
For those who can't see him on Facebook, it's not your big brim, old-school Steve Spurrier visor. It's the low visor. It's got Velcro in the back.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go, with the Georgia G right on it.
Yeah.
Because normally in tennis and golf, girls do wear visors, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like guys wear hats in golf.
True.
Some wear visors.
Yeah.
You don't see the big tour visor anymore, though.
Oh,
Who was it they used to wear? Was it
Ray Floyd wore them. What was the guy that Keith was texting about Tin Cup this morning? But Roy McAvoy didn't wear. No, did he wear one?
He did.
Because I know David Sims, the guy he played against, wore one too.
Yeah, he
everybody in that kind of 80s, early
Yeah.
90s was wearing those big brim visors.
How about Freddie Couples in the Lynx?
Yes,
Parallax?
the Lynx, absolutely. Absolutely.
That thing was huge.
It was. You can't have a little loaf of bread head, as my dad does, but like me, and wear one of those visors because one, it doesn't really fit, and two, it just looks ridiculous.
Right,
looks
right.
ridiculous.
I really look ridiculous in one, especially when I haven't cut my hair.
See, you're the polar opposite. You're the polar opposite. You'd have to put some sunscreen up there too, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Or is it pretty tan?
well, right now I haven't been out in the sun as much. I'm in my hibernation months.
Smart. It's warm out there.
So-
Yeah.
But I tan pretty quick. I burn one time a year, and then after that, if I'm in the sun, I start looking like Jay.
Yeah.
I was not having the rosy cheeks and not a great head of hair either.
Beautiful head of hair.
I went and laid out at the pool the other day, and
You gonna fight the girls off?
No, well, I had to do that too, but
Not surprising.
I usually do the spray deal.
Spray tan?
Yeah, but spray sunscreen.
I was about to say.
spray
I
sunscreen.
don't think you need the spray tan there.
But I had the lather, the lotion, right? And you can tell, like,
Oh, yeah,
I
you
totally missed some
You
spots.
missed.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
absolutely.
Like, oh my god.
See, I don't know what's better, spray or the lotion, but the lotion, if you play golf, you can't use that because and they claim they make some that aren't slippery, but let's be honest.
Oh,
they
yeah.
all are.
They all are.
And then you grip your club and then you got it on. Oh, it's just a disaster.
yeah, I can see it in your face. It's like, oh, we're done for the day. Like,
Absolutely. I might as well
130.
just go back inside because it's not going to be a good round of golf.
That's right.
Good stuff. How many days until college football?
Oh boy, 11.
That's right.
Yeah.
So how many days until NFL football? Remember
There was a formula.
There was. It was pretty simple. It's just addition.
Yeah.
None of that other stuff yet.
X minus Y.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Squared. Throw a pi in there.
22, 23,
No, stick with your original.
22.
22.
Yes.
Because you just got to add 11 to whatever it
Paradox.
is. The paradox. Deuce, deuce. Roll that on craps table. But yeah, coming up real soon. And obviously it'll be 10 days here once we get to the second half of the show.
Nice.
So yeah, I'll let you. Do you have a poll question? I
got one.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, I got one. And it's kind of like a trivia, if you will. So we'll have kind of an A, B, C, or D.
Well,
And
you have to have multiple choice in order for this to work.
Yeah. How about, this is random. I just found this out about an hour ago. Do you remember the Britannica Encyclopedia?
Oh, do I remember Encyclopedia Britannica?
Okay.
I remember the commercials. I remember all of that.
So in 1974, we're going to give you 4 options, and I'll let you guys guess. 4 options. How much was that complete set of encyclopedia?
In 74?
In 74.
Okay. All right.
Your option's going to be A, $79.
Okay.
B, $279.
Okay.
3, $579.
There's no way it's 579 and
Or
74.
D, $779.
Okay, so I'm going to eliminate, and we'll wait till the end to reveal. Remind me in the final segment to reveal the correct answer.
Okay.
Because it's a poll question up on our thing. I'm going to say I'm going to say 279. That's going to be my guess. Because 74, I mean, shoot, that was what, 60 years ago? 50 years ago. 50 years ago. Obviously, just in the last couple of years, they probably would have went from, 79 to 579. But obviously, the internet has existed for a while. And unfortunately, Encyclopedia Britannica probably doesn't. Maybe it exists online. I don't know. But man, you brought back some memories there.
Yeah.
You gotta
I remember the person coming to your door and knocking on your door and saying, "Hey, I'm an encyclopedia door salesman."
Did you watch Friends at all?
Yes.
I
was watching it yesterday.
Do you remember Joey gets sold? The guy comes to his door, and this was in the 90s, and selling, it was really before internet got going, was selling him a set, but he could only afford to buy one book.
Yeah.
So I forget which one he bought, but he knew everything from just that particular letter. And there was a couple on there that, you had multiple letters in there. I think Q and something else had multiple letters. What, X and WXY, X and Y maybe? I don't know.
WGSX.
Lynnhaven.
Rest in peace, Chandler Bing, but Joey made the show.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seinfeld or Friends?
Friends 1,000%.
See, I'm the opposite. I'm Seinfeld all, and I love both.
Yeah.
But Friends, Seinfeld, and The Office, that's like the trifecta right there. And then if you go on the animated stuff, Family Guy, South Park, and then I'd have to think of one more.
American Dad.
Oh, no, King of the Hill. King of the Hill,
Yeah.
South Park, and Family Guy.
Yeah.
They just don't do it anymore. South Park's still rocking and rolling, though. Still predicting.
Family Guy's still.
It is.
kicking,
Yeah, it is.
They're just now under Disney, so it's.
It's not as edgy.
Yeah.
I think The Simpsons predicted something very recently, too. Again, imagine that. I think it was I think they predicted the Olympics thing. The quote unquote. Well, no. I think it was the boxing thing, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh boy.
Yeah. But don't quote me on that. I'm going on a tangent here.
I got
going on a tangent. But all right, before you need more time? Or are you ready to rock?
Oh, man. I made it. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, you need more time?
Yeah.
All right, I wanted to bring this up to you. I found this one. The stat, that they revealed a stat during the PGA Tour live coverage. Golfers should be playing a course that is 36 times, or playing a course yardage that is 36 times the distance of their 5-iron. What do you think?
Say that one more time.
Golfers should be playing a course yardage that is 36 times longer, 36 times the distance they hit their 5-iron. So, for example, if you hit your 5-iron 180 yards,
It's fair.
you should be playing. Yeah, I think it's spot on. You should be playing a course that's 6,480 yards, obviously, give or take a little bit. And then, for example, you hit your 5-iron 200 yards?
Well,
For scratch golfers?
No, this is for anybody.
Because I don't know if I hit my 5-iron consistently 180. I would probably 170.
Yeah, whatever
that
you would
average.
consistently hit it. Yeah. How far do you hit your
I said 190.
Yeah, and I'm right there, 190, 200, which is anywhere from 7,000 to 7,200 yards. And if you're playing real golf, that's, because that equates to what you kind of would hit your driver distance at. So, David, if you hit average 170 times that by 36, 6120. So that's about right. That's
What is Bay Point?
The two tees are what, 6,300, 6,400? Maybe
So
a
I
little
need to
longer.
move up to the 3 tees?
I think the 3 tees, if you played a combination of the 3s and 2s, that'd probably get you pretty close.
You know what? I'm going to start playing the red
Yeah, the number
tees.
2s might be closer to 66.
I'm going to start playing the red tees, and if anybody says anything to me, I'm like, go talk to Bryson DeChambeau.
Yeah. And they're called the forward tees nowadays. Well, you didn't call them the ladies' tees.
No, the red tees.
Yeah. They're typically red. We're numbered 4, 3, 2, 1.
Are we that politically correct now?
No, they've been that since the courses existed.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
No. I'm not talking about Bay Point in general. I'm saying that you can't call them the ladies'
That's
tees.
been like that for 4 or 5 years, maybe longer.
Yeah.
Actually. I mean,
Which
people
is like
still do,
the
but
peak of PC.
yeah, no doubt. That was that
Jay.
that 1920 was definitely the peak of PC, no doubt about it. Because
Panama City?
Yeah.
Politically correctness is what I'm talking about.
Yes, he is. Whew, good stuff. But yeah, I think that's a pretty fair calculation, I believe, to figure out what your distance is. Pirates Cove. Yeah, I don't know how far Pirates Cove is.
Where did you get that information? Because I love it. I think that's amazing
It just
stuff.
floated across my Instagram
Something
news feed.
Put that on your website today, Jay.
They said it. They said it was from the PGA Tour live coverage. They were talking about it, and they said that.
Sounds like a good Jay Henley swing tip of the week.
Nope.
You can't recycle those, buddy.
That's not a swing tip. That is a golf course yardage picking tip.
I got you.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Here you go.
Yeah.
It's Jay's golf tip of the week.
Was that the cue?
That was the cue.
Okay.
Spot on. Uh-oh, what are you doing?
We all have cell phones.
Do we?
If you're aging 8 and over, probably.
Fair.
Yeah. Or if you're 95, you probably have a cell phone.
Jitterbug.
Say what?
Jitterbug.
Jitterbug.
I got the big old keys. Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry.
So you have your cell phone in your hand and it's facing left
If you're right-handed,
if you're right-handed.
Okay.
So the screen is
the
facing
face
left.
is facing left.
The face is facing left.
Okay.
And as you take that backswing back, you
Hold on, I got a notification.
Oh,
Keep.
if you've got if the phone screen comes up and you're able to see anything on your phone screen, you are opening that club face, and that is no bueno. So
I
would,
like this. This is Duolingo lesson.
Yeah. So if I hinge it up, and then that way, then it's pointing towards you, which you're right across. You're right across the way here.
That I am every day.
Every
well,
day.
at least during the week and when you're here.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. So basically, this is mimicking the club face of the golf club, so to speak.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Did you come up with this all by yourself?
I randomly just come up with that like 5 seconds ago. That was so weird.
That is ingenuity, if I've ever
Let's
seen
check
it.
that search history.
Yeah.
I don't have my laptop with me.
And
You're like you can't Google stuff on your phone.
he doesn't. He refuses to.
Really?
Yeah. He never does.
That's a fact. Mm-hmm. I don't believe that.
I've heard him say, "I don't have my computer" before to look up something. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. We obviously know you didn't write anything down on that first piece of white paper that's over there behind the table
did
now.
not.
That's
I
for
did
sure.
not.
All right, no, that's a very good visualization.
Thank you.
And you know, different ways to cook the egg for sure. I like that.
Arnold Goff will maybe get that swing tip at some point.
There you go. There you go. The
They're
face.
gonna be in school like
No cell phones in class. No cell phones in class. But
Yeah.
Jay said we could. It's our tip. We got to work on our swing.
Yep, there goes Jay's job.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Yeah.
Good stuff, though.
Thank you,
Do
Ron.
y'all know the distance of Pirates Cove? I'm thinking like somewhere around 679 feet or so.
That's probably fair. The average is probably what? 40? No, probably between 25 and 35 feet per hole.
Yeah.
Now, are we only measuring the turf distance? Because there's some where you're going over stuff or
Yeah.
down a tube and,
That's true.
so let's say, let's just call it an average of 40 per hole. So what's that? 320 total feet?
I like that.
What are we trying to figure out here?
Somebody, Ross Robinson, or Chef Ross asked, what is the total distance of Pirates Cove? Because he enjoys playing that course.
Oh, yeah.
We're looking at par 36 probably.
I think theirs is like a 27 or no, I don't
Okay.
know. It might be a 20. I don't remember. Some are 2s, some are 3s, and I think some are 4s. You can make it up though. You can go what you want.
Which one is that one? Is that the one on right?
I think it's on the right side.
When you're going down
of
Front Beach
yeah.
towards the beach, yeah, it's there on the right side. 36-hole facility.
Oh,
I need to talk to them.
yeah. Yeah.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fun, fast. The greens are always fast at those mini golf
They
places.
are.
They're very not.
What do you think the Stimp's reading on that?
Ooh.
Some of them, like, I don't know.
16?
Yeah, it's up there.
Look at you. Look at you, David Hayes.
I've been learning, man.
Yeah,
I'm
you
ready.
have.
How do you measure the stimp, Jay?
There's this,
Stimpometer.
how can I explain it? There's this,
It's really easy to explain.
well, the stainless steel, I can't explain it.
It's a stimpometer.
Huh?
Stimpometer.
Yeah.
It's basically just a metal ruler. It's got a little
There you go.
notch
That's-
there at the end that you've got to lift it up. And then basically when it gets to that 45 degrees, gravity releases the ball out of that little notch, and how far that rolls on a green in a flat surface gives you your stimp in feet.
Yeah.
13 means it rolls 13 feet. 16 means it would roll 16 feet. There's some mini golf places that ball may not even stop. Maybe rolling like a 20 on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, those little lips too on those cups are always so dicey.
Yeah, but then the barriers are going to stop it.
That's
So it'll never stop rolling.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, it will stop rolling.
Bricks or whatever they are.
Yeah.
Has your kids beat you in putt-putt before?
No.
No.
Nope.
Ain't never going to happen.
Pickleball and putt-putt, not yet. A lot of other stuff too, but one day that'll change.
It's coming.
I don't know. Not anytime soon.
Not anytime
Not
soon.
anytime soon, that's for sure. All right, I was going to go with something else, but I like where we went anyway. Real quick, before we have to talk to Doc A, looking forward to talking to him. Real quick, Jay, what one of the new teams in the Big Ten that is in Southern California?
There's two of them.
There's two.
Deshaun Foster, head coach of UCLA, has helped us out with that one.
Southern Cal.
Yes, that's one of them, but that was not the one I was looking for.
Southern Cal, Fresno State, UCLA.
There it is.
UCLA.
UCLA.
You said UCLA.
Fresno State is not in
Is
the
that
Big
Northern
Ten.
California?
Yeah, Fresno is not near Los Angeles, I don't believe.
Okay.
It's a really big state. But anyway, UCLA this season coming up. Now, it will change a little bit next season because they drop a couple of these games off, but they've got to travel a little over 22,000 miles this college football season. They head out there to Hawaii on August 31st. That's 2,550 miles. Then they make the trip to play LSU. That's 1,605 miles. Then on October 5th, they go all the way over to Penn State. That's 2,250 miles. And then they follow that back up with a trip back there to Rutgers. That's 2,445 miles. November 2nd, they got to go to Nebraska. That's 1,275 miles. And then their closest away game is Washington, which is 960 miles away. A grand total of just over 22,000 miles traveled round trip for the Bruins coming up this season. The furthest it went last year was a trip just up the coast of 760 miles to Oregon State. You better like flying in a plane because there's going to be a lot of that going on.
Yeah.
But sounds like plenty of time to get your schoolwork done.
Sure.
You know, because that's what these guys do on the planes when they're traveling to away games is they do their schoolwork.
I didn't know that.
I don't know if they do or not. I don't know if they're doing that. But anyway, we got to take a quick break. When we get back, we'll be joined by our good friend Steve Alexander, but we like to call him Doc A. You're listening to The Inside Drive. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The afternoon underdogs.
How LeBron just sort of took the game under his control and said, I am going to take over this game and finally win it. And you know what? It worked. It barely worked. And it shouldn't have worked. It didn't deserve to work. And when the game was over, they were cheering and excited like they had some miraculous win. When LeBron and those guys should have just run out of the gym, they dodged a bullet.
4 to 6 weekdays. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your forecast on this Tuesday. Sunshine this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze around 10 miles per hour out of the west-southwest and look for the high to be 93. Tonight, there will be clear skies with the temperature reaching 83. Sunny most of the day except the likelihood of thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening tomorrow with a high of 93. This weather is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hi, I'm Sheriff Mike Atkinson. For the last 16 years, you've trusted my leadership at the Walton County Sheriff's Office. In that time, UCR crime rates have dropped 67%. That's no coincidence. You can count on me to serve with continued professionalism and provide the excellent hometown service you want. At our agency, excellence matters, as our law enforcement, fire rescue, and animal services are the first on scene. On Tuesday, August 20th, vote to re-elect Atkinson for Walton County Sheriff.
Paid for by Michael Atkinson Jr., Republican, for Sheriff.
At Brock Lawn and Pest Control, we're proud to be awarded the distinction of being Quality Pro certified.
Our technicians have passed rigorous training in eco-friendly application and prevention of pest treatments.
Part of the program is the practice of integrated pest management.
IPM's goal is to prevent pests from ever entering your home. It includes inspection, prevention, education, and, when necessary, application.
We're proud to be Quality Pro certified.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control, the standard and level of trust.
Live from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios. And now,
Doctor, my eyes.
Doc A joins the Inside Drive. It's just what the doctor ordered.
Oh, doctor.
Talk to your doctor before use.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. You're listening to The Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Jay, it's Tuesday. It's our 11:20 segment. That means only one thing. The intro is there. It's our good friend Steve Alexander, but we love to call him Doc A here on The Inside Drive. Doc, how are you doing today?
I'm good. And I've decided that my kids are always asking me what my favorite song of all time is, and I never have an answer for them, but I think I've got it now, and it's the Dr. A intro music at Northwest Florida.
There you go. There you go. We'll get that MP3'd out and sent over to you so you can make it your ringtone whenever somebody calls.
Can you put it on a cassette tape for me?
Yeah, we can do that. Just got to find I'll go to Bob's Antiques real quick, and I'll find the tape recorder and make that happen.
We can send you a music video, too, with VHS.
Yeah. There you go.
And side B. We got side A and side B.
Double-sided.
I've only got a Beta machine. Betamax.
A-Trax tapes, yeah. But, hey, we are obviously coming off 2 gold medals in men's and women's basketball. The women, it was a little bit dicey. France shot a lot, but didn't score a lot. But let's talk a little bit about your thoughts of the not only the final game, but the semifinal game, and how you had mentioned maybe Serbia was sandbagging a little bit, but maybe we were sandbagging the first 3 quarters. And, great to see Steph Curry get his first gold medal, but just what a performance by him in the final 2 games.
Yeah, and it's kind of fun. You and I were kind of texting back and forth during 1 or 2 of those games, and man, they were both pretty cool games to watch. I thought the Serbia game was the big one. Like I thought Serbia might win that game going into it, and then when Team USA was down in the 4th quarter, pretty big. A lot of people were giving up. Twitter was just a flurry of, well, this sucks. We're done. There's no chance. But Curry did it all, man. Like, he was so good in that game. And then he came out and did it again against France, and he's shooting over a double team from like 40 feet out while LeBron and Kevin Durant are standing wide open on the other side of the court, and just banging, just nailing these shots, and it was pretty wild. And it's not that easy to win these days in the Olympics because there's so many NBA players playing against you. And Isaiah Thomas came out and said yesterday, as long as I wasn't reading AI, which these days, man, I can't even tell. But
I can't tell Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah. I think Isaiah Thomas said that this team is better than the Dream Team because the Dream Team didn't really play anybody.
Yeah, it's kind of fair. Obviously the talent on the Dream Team was pretty awesome, but yeah, just what they've had to go against. And kudos to Wemby. How great of a game did he have on the biggest stage for his country? You're probably the biggest Wemby guy I know, but he continues to prove that he is the real deal going forward each and every time he steps on the court.
He's going to change the game. He's unfair. That's all. I don't know what else to say, man. I've been talking about him for 3 years, and he's skinny, but he never gets hurt, and he's unfair.
Big dude. That's for sure. How about that iconic picture of Steph shooting over Wemby's giant outreached arm? That was just I think we'll see that for years to come. That's for sure.
Yeah, it doesn't even look like a real picture.
No. And it's like, how did that ball get over him?
I don't know. And then there's that picture of Wemby, like his first game against China, and the guy doesn't even come up to his waistline.
That was nuts.
Trying to guard him.
The point guard.
He's just a freak, man. And I don't know if you want to talk about the MVP, but LeBron got the MVP award. A lot of people think Curry should have got it, and then Steve Kerr came out and said that Devin Booker was the silent MVP of that team, which I thought was laughable because I didn't really see Devin Booker do much of anything. But my take is LeBron was the MVP for the first half of that tournament. Curry was the MVP for the last 2 games. But the difference is, those 2 games that Curry went nuts in, had he not done that, they lose both those games.
Oh, 100%.
And to me, Curry should have been the MVP. I guess LeBron's name is just so big that Curry couldn't overcome it. But I thought Curry was the MVP.
Yeah, I think somebody, one of my friends, kind of dubbed it. If I'm misquoting him, I may be wrong, but he said LeBron should be the MVP, but Steph Curry was the MVP. So kind of an interesting, like you were mentioning, like the name making him, the MVP, last Olympics, all that stuff. But do you think?
LeBron LeBron's just dumb though, because he's 40 years old. He's out there running around like a kid, and fastest guy on the court, and the best player on Team USA for the first 10 days easily without any competition. And then, I mean, Curry just got hot and went off at the right time.
Doc A, before the show started, Ryan mentioned to me that I needed to bring up the word Buc-ee's. Is that appropriate at this point in time, or
we've been trying?
Do y'all want to continue
you've been
on?
Gone, so.
Oh, I got you.
Well, we've decided we cannot talk about Buc-ee's unless you're here. Buc-ee's is, of course, I don't know, is it a gas station superstore that's sort of based in the South? And I think there's three kinds of people. There's the person that's never been to Buc-ee's and doesn't know anything about it. There's the person who's been to Buc-ee's and absolutely hates it and will never go back again.
Yeah.
And then there's people who have been to Buc-ee's and don't care. They love it, and it's their jam. Like, if they're going on vacation, they're stopping at Buc-ee's.
Going out of their way to stop at a Buc-ee's.
Yeah. I mean, my last experience was Thanksgiving 2023.
This is a good one. Yeah, last year.
And, you got people in there. This was up in Georgia, in between kind of Atlanta and Valdosta, if you will. And, I mean, you got people in there, like, straight up buying Christmas presents for, like, their entire family and friends at Buc-ee's. Got the line backed up a mile and a half behind them. It's crazy, man. You could sit in there. That's better than sitting at Hartsfield Airport and people watching, in my opinion.
That's fair.
Well, and the thing about Buc-ee's, and I'll give you my opinion on it here in a minute, but I know you guys have to guess whether I love or hate Buc-ee's. But the bathroom line on a holiday Saturday at Buc-ee's, literally. The women's line, there's like 50 people deep into the store in line for the bathrooms. And my wife is a Buc-ee's bathroom connoisseur. Like, she's like, these are the cleanest, most awesome bathrooms I've ever been in my entire life. Like, she loves Buc-ee's bathrooms, but the last couple of times I've been in there, man, like, the lines are so crazy. And, like my buddy and I have been arguing about Buc-ee's a lot. He was mad because he had his little granddaughter with him, and he didn't want to take her in the men's room, but he couldn't leave her in the women's line, and he's like, we just left. But it's an incredible place, and you literally can find someone for everybody on your Christmas list at Buc-ee's. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Jay, are you a Buc-ee's fan? I feel like you are kind of a Buc-ee guy, and also thanks for giving a shout out to my hometown Buc-ee's. The one between Atlanta and Valdosta.
Yeah, there you go. That's your go-to Buc-ee's, huh?
What's our closest one? St. Augustine? There's one in,
I-10.
Yeah, just past Gulf Shore. It's around the Gulf Shores area.
Yeah.
Because that was the first time I had ever been to one, is when me and Gav went and played in the Pro at Kiva Dunes.
Right.
And we stopped. There was one right off of I-10. That was my first experience.
Yeah.
It was wild.
It's Disney World. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, there's 160 something gas pumps. I mean, you do kind of like to see the different people in and out of that place, and you're right. I mean, they do pay their janitors like $150,000 a year to clean bathrooms. So
when you got those amount of people coming through,
all right, boys, I'm out of here. Y'all find some.
We are ending the show early today. Yes.
But the other thing about Buc-ee's is. The jerky selection is amazing. The brisket is a hit with everyone, apparently. And then they serve Arnold Palmer's out of a fountain machine.
Yep. You're good in my book when you do that.
Where else do you get that?
That's amazing.
Not from a fountain machine, that's for sure. That's for sure. All right, Doc, so are you...
I love Buc-ee's on a Wednesday morning at 4 a.m. Like, that is the ideal time to roll into a Buc-ee's. And that was our first experience. Like, everybody's talking about Buc-ee's. So, of course, on our way to Orange Beach in Alabama, we're like, well, we're going to hit a Buc-ee's come hell or high water. So we found the Buc-ee's about an hour and a half out of the way, went down there and hit it. It was like a Thursday night at 3 a.m. And there were people in there, but it wasn't crazy. And so I love Buc-ee's on a weekday, but I don't really love Buc-ee's on a Saturday at 1 o'clock when everybody is there, and the gas lines are crazy. Just the line to get into the parking lot, nuts.
Have you met the person that calls it Busey's yet? Or no? I've met a couple.
I have not. I think because I'm right in the heart of the South here in North Georgia, like, these people know their Buc-ee's, man. They know it's not Busey.
You get outcast if you don't know how to pronounce it correctly.
You get laughed out of the bar if you don't know Buc-ee's terminology.
How about if you go to school at Auburn? You got a Buc-ee's in Auburn.
Ooh.
How do you think that's attended by college students in the middle of the night?
I did not know this. That's amazing. That is. I would actually consider going to Auburn for a Buc-ee's outside my house.
Yeah. Would now, if you had a choice between a couple universities to go to, would that influence you at all on making your decision?
I mean, let's say I'm looking at Alabama or Auburn, and Auburn's got a Buc-ee's next to my dorm, and Alabama doesn't. I'm probably going to Auburn.
Yeah,
cool.
see, there you go. When you're unbiased to the two schools, Buc-ee's may be the they may be missing out on some potential marketing, but yeah, up there in Athens, Alabama too, Leeds, Alabama, Loxley is the one down there on the coast. That's where I proverbial got my Buc-ee's virginity taken away.
Hey, Ryan, you mentioned the St. Augustine Buc-ee's, and I went to my dad's place in St. Augustine about a month ago. My son and I went down there, and he's like, I'm like, how come you never go to the Buc-ee's? And he's like, it's always too crowded. I'm not doing that. But the funny thing is, there's a Costco in the same parking lot as the Buc-ee's. And it's just as insane as the Buc-ee's. So on Saturday afternoon, we're like headed to the beach, and he's like, hey, we're going to make a quick stop at Costco.
There ain't no quick stops at Costco.
So he stops, and he's in line with like 15 people to get. He's in a 15-car line to get gas at Costco, and then my stepmother goes into Costco to do something, and I was like, "You'll do this, but you won't do Buc-ee's? Like you're insane."
Yeah, that's a relatively. I think the two Florida locations are relatively new, if I'm not mistaken. They got one in Daytona and now one in St. Augustine. So Florida's kind of.
Well, the St. Augustine one, they're also building a Bass Pro Shop to go right in the middle of the Costco and the Buc-ee's. Jesus. And, dude, I can't even imagine.
I got to imagine there's a hotel going up there, too.
Yeah.
A big one.
Yeah, one would think. You get discounts if you get gas from the Buc-ee's.
And the kicker is no semi-truck trailers. I mean, that's the kicker. I think that's the reason why they're able to do all this, to kind of keep the truck drivers out. So,
man, that's very biased against the truck drivers, Jay.
I'm sorry, I don't mean it.
That's the heart of America.
Well, it is. I agree.
I can't believe you would dog truck drivers like that right here on the Inside Drive.
I promise.
Most of our listeners are truck drivers. Jesus, Jay. Oh, man. Anyway, good stuff.
Well, they have a pilot where automobiles can't be there either, right? Like it's a 50-50.
Now you're discriminating against regular drivers? Man, pick a side, dude. I don't know what your deal is. Oh, goodness. Doc, I know you want to talk a little bit about, too, the Matt Kuchar, the Georgia boy himself, but the Matt Kuchar and USA basketball story?
Well, no, I don't really have a story, but what did you guys think about the Kuchar thing?
Oh, just in that he picked up and then finished on Monday?
Yeah, he was the only one. He was out of contention. He couldn't win. He couldn't do anything. It was the only thing it might have done is keep him in the 125, but it was two shots.
And it's just 70 now, so maybe the money list maybe gets you on the tour for the next year. But yeah, I mean, and I listened to his interview, and I don't know if it was if he was being truthful or if he was just making an excuse. But yeah, he hits it in a bad spot on 18. He said if he would have hit it in the fairway on 18, he would have finished out the hole and finished up. But instead, because it was about to be dark, and he actually on 17 he finished out early on 16 and got up to 17T and teed off to make sure they could keep going. But yeah, that tournament was kind of wild. But yeah, I mean, I'm surprised that they let him do that, given he wasn't in contention. But I guess the rule does state, once they blow that horn, it is your choice to finish or keep playing. So
yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, I mean,
I read that he was trying to teach the younger player that he was with that if you're in contention to win, like, you never hit that. If you get the option to pick up and and go home, come back when the weather's right, do it, which I thought was interesting. And then he also said he was picking up to try to take the pressure off of I don't know the other golfer's name, I'm sorry, but the kid who was in contention, he said he was picking up so that other golfer might not feel guilty for then also picking up. But he didn't. Everybody else kept playing.
Yep.
So
everybody but him.
Kuchar made the whole, everybody who works at that golf course sort of had to come back and deal with that for 5 minutes the next morning. It was weird.
Yeah, and then he almost chipped in for birdie, too. But, yeah, I mean, because you have to leave. And I'm sure they got back to regular course stuff on the other 17 holes. But, yeah, they have to leave the pin, had to do all that. But, yeah, it was interesting. I guess I could see where he's trying to tee. But you can just say that. Like, you don't have to do that, in this situation if you're trying to show a kid, maybe, get back when you got a better chance. The only thing is sleeping on that stuff sometimes too could have the opposite effect.
I know that me personally, I would just want to get it over with, good or bad. I don't want to have to think about that for another 12 hours.
Yeah, absolutely. You got one more question there for him before he's got to go?
I was going to ask. I'm thinking about getting into the NBA fantasy.
Ooh,
I don't know.
You should. I mean, we do have a guy that's in the dang Hall of Fame with us every Tuesday. So if there was someone to talk to about, it might be Doc A. I don't know.
If I'm going to dabble my toes in it, Doc A, give me my top prospects that I need to look for moving into NBA draft season. Or NBA fantasy season.
Besides Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you've got the first pick in the draft, you got to take that guy.
Well, it's interesting that you say that. First of all, I'm with a website called Sports Ethos now, and I'm kind of signed on with them full time. So I'm doing a daily podcast with them, and I do a column every year called My Guys, and it's My Guys, and I kind of break it down by where you could potentially get those guys in your fantasy draft. I kind of go round by round, and I usually rank guys I like higher than other people rank that same player, and I tend to reach early to get my players. Like if I really like Anthony Randolph or Jalen Williams, I'm going to reach around early to make sure I get that player. And that's sort of become my signature move. And last year, mainly because of Wemby and Jalen Williams and some other guys, that strategy really paid off. But this year, I guess I'll give you one name that I'm all in on, and Josh Giddey, going from Oklahoma City to Chicago, where he's going to run the point. He was kind of an outcast in Oklahoma City last year. He really didn't have a role, but he's a really, really good player. He also had some weird legal stuff going on last year, but legal stuff's over. He's out of OKC. Chicago needs a true point guard. He's going to be running that team, and I think Josh Giddey is going to be a big steal in a lot of drafts this year.
Nice.
And Jay, also, if you want to play fantasy basketball, I'm gonna get your email from Ryan and have my guy at Sports Ethos send you an email, because we're setting a bunch of leagues up right now.
All right.
You have to.
Okay.
And you can, this will be brilliant. I can't wait.
It'll be interesting.
We can co-manage the league if you need extra help.
Brilliant radio. It'll make for some classic bits.
Jay did what? Oh, man, that'll be good. Well, Doc, we appreciate your time every Tuesday, and we're getting ever so closer not only to football, but the NBA season only a couple months away, which is pretty hard to believe.
All coming together.
That's it. Have a great rest of your week.
All right, guys. You too.
All right, take care. That's Doc A with some fun conversation. As always, Jay, you really do have to do the fantasy league.
Okay.
You have to.
All right. Josh
I know
Giddey
you wrote down Josh Giddey on your white pad. So
I did.
There's another name on there. What is it?
NBA Fantasy.
NBA. No, it's the title.
It's the title.
There you go.
Yeah.
Speaking of titles, we're going to pay some bills here real quick, and we'll be right back here on the Inside Drive.
America's team plays here.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. That's number 10.
The Atlanta Braves on ESPN Northwest Florida. Charlie Morton, Max Fried, and Chris Sale lead the Braves' dominant pitching rotation.
That's 18 up, 18 down. 10.
Sponsored by Panama City Toyota, LS Agency Insurance, Bestway Portable Buildings, PCB Hobby, and ESPN Northwest Florida.
Got him swinging, strike 3.
Hey there, business owners. Do you feel lost in a sea of numbers, struggling to navigate your day-to-day accounting? At Lighthouse CPAs, they specialize in guiding businesses to make more money and keep more of what you make. From bookkeeping to tax planning, they've got you covered. Plus, with their user-friendly software, managing your finances has never been easier. Spend less time on paperwork and more time growing your business. Call Lighthouse CPAs 850-785-5254.
Are you tired of hearing 2 weeks when you call to get your boat worked on? Hey folks, it's Chris Kramer with Kramer Marine and Outdoor, and we'll get you in and back out on the water as quick as possible. We're a full-line Yamaha outboard dealer and Suzuki outboard dealer, and we have master-trained certified mechanics on site. So if it's just an annual service, electronics install, trolling motor install, or all the way up to a full repower, we can take care of you. So stop by and see us in the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd next to Bill Kramer GM, or call us at 850-851-0453.
Signworks, a business serving businesses since 1985. Everything from signs and banners, vehicles and boats, magnetic and real estate signs, contractor signs, and much more. Signworks can do large format, full color printing too. Signworks, a real professional in the business world. Call Signworks at 785-8899. Signworks, 850-785-8899.
The Atlanta Braves are battling back in the division and keeping their sights set on the playoffs as the season heats up.
Bounce up the middle, might get through. It does! Base hit! Braves win! Austin Riley comes through with the winner!
Tonight, don't miss Atlanta Braves baseball live from the West Coast as the Braves face off against Matt Chapman and the San Francisco Giants.
Braves coverage begins at 7:30. First pitch, 8:45. You're home for the Braves. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Coming in hot.
So hot.
It'll be a hot one. Really hot.
Goddamn.
The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey. Live from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Chicken, chicken. Chicken heads. Chicken, chicken. Chicken heads.
And we are back. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. David, hit that sounder for me if you would. We got some breaking news.
Oh.
Breaking news.
Well, looks like Sam Darnold's not only going to be the starter for the Vikings, he will be the starter for maybe longer than people originally anticipated. We had some reports yesterday that J.J. McCarthy had some knee soreness. Well, in fact, now he needs knee surgery, and he is out indefinitely with no timetable to return at the current moment.
The quarterback woes, or injuries rather, for the Vikings continue.
Kurt last year. Now JJ, you're what? He was drafted in the top 6, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly when, but what team am I talking about?
He just said, well, thank God that David said the Vikings, because I was going to ask you the same question.
Well, I would have known the answer, but, and I heard he said that, so I want to see if you're paying attention too, but not good there for the Vikings. That's tough, but luckily that's why they signed Sam Darnold in the offseason as well, and, maybe this will give JJ more time, but he had a great first preseason there, but
yeah. Maybe that wing T offense or triple option might be a key there for the Vikings.
Might as well run the veer too while we're at it.
Yeah, why not?
I would imagine that would work a little bit better with J.J. McCarthy than Sam Darnold.
Yeah, Sam Darnold, not the most mobile quarterback out there, no doubt about that.
I think they're saying, I haven't verified this, but torn meniscus, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal.
Yeah, get that cleaned out.
Yeah.
And maybe 4 to 6, but they probably just don't know yet. So not NOJ, KNOW.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah. Jay was like, baseball?
Yeah, no. Speaking of that, a couple no-nos for a little while, and a pitching duel yesterday with the Braves and the Giants.
Please tell me we won.
We did.
Hey,
1-0.
Oh, right.
Guess what inning the run was scored in?
The 10th.
Yep.
You were so confident with that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're always confident whatever you say, but yeah, absolutely. Adam Duvall, right? Broke the tie at the top
Travis
of the 10th.
Darno, I believe, sacrifice fly, Orlando Arcia scored.
That's right.
I was not up for that. I actually, guys, guess what time I went to bed last night?
If it was before midnight, I'm going to be shocked.
2:30.
I would have watched the whole game. I fell asleep just about as probably second, third inning, 9:30.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like going to bed at like 5 for me.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, and you probably woke up this morning?
I woke up at 5 o'clock. I was like, man, this is way too early. Back to bed I got.
No doubt.
You're getting old, David Hayes.
No, it's just one of those things when you don't sleep a whole lot. Been playing too much college football. It's like, hey, I got to catch up somehow or another.
There was I forget the picture I saw for, I forget which team, but anyway, he went right to the clubhouse after he finished his outing as a pitcher and went right on to college football in the clubhouse. So it's not just, it's not just young adults, old adults, and kids. It's everybody playing college football. But the Braves got the dub yesterday, even 1-0. It still counts. They've extended their lead in the wild card race to a full game over the Mets, as the Mets had dropped and they've lost their last 3 as well. So although the Braves are still 3-7, got a long way to go, but it starts with one win, right, Jay?
Yes, it does.
Starts with one win.
Yep.
You got to keep that going. That is for certain. No, I don't.
I do have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
From Lynn Haven Rob. He wants to know your guys' thoughts on fling golf. He had the opportunity to watch I think it was the national championship game. He wants to know knows you guys' authentic thoughts on the game of fling golf.
I think my initial.
Is that disc golf?
No.
Yeah, you do fling it though.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Here,
the holes are a little different.
Pull
though.
up your phone, type in fling golf.
Whoa, he doesn't have his computer.
I know, but this is what we're walking him through this.
This is how you Google.
But yeah, my thought is it's a completely different sport. So,
yeah.
And I get they call disc golf or golf, but it's still a completely different sport from golf. I think it's cool, but is it relate to golf? Kind of, but it's just such a different thing than golf.
So what should they call it?
Ooh. Do they call it fling golf?
Yeah.
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 Flinggolf.com.
There you go. .com.
Yeah.
Not even .co. It's an American business. What do you think? You impressed?
Well, he's just looking at images, I'm sure.
Hey.
No, he's on .com.
Hey, go on there to flinggolf.com, type in the code ESPN30, you get a $30 off any fling stick.
Do you have to have multiple fling sticks? Like, do you have, you got different golf clubs for different situations? Are there different fling sticks, or do you just use the same ones?
See, I don't know. I don't know anything other than what it looks like. I don't know the details, but I mean, it's a good question. And there's
they call foot golf for crying out loud.
They do. They do.
And that's a soccer ball.
Yeah.
There's 2,000 courses in 35 countries.
Do they play it on regular golf courses? Like, are you allowed to go into Bay Point and you're like, you got my flinger with me?
I got my flinger with me.
I mean, you do play. I mean, it's with a golf ball.
How do you putt?
It's got the it's got the kind of the striker pad, as they call it. Yeah, absolutely. And it tells you the techniques. Yeah, you just got to find somewhere to play it. But.
Well, he said that's 20 minutes of his life he wishes he could get back.
Add another few for us talking about it.
Oh man, I've seen a couple of videos. It looks fun, but it doesn't look if I'm gonna go to a golf course, I would rather play regular golf than fling. I don't want to try to make the game easier.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to break 100 consistently.
And it says fling golfers tend to play quicker than the traditional golfers, especially beginners. Want the one club, more accuracy, no practice swings, etc. But feel free to play in the same forces as traditional golfers if you want.
That would tick me off so bad if someone was doing practice swings with
They put the ball down and they're whoosh, whoosh. All right, I'm ready.
And then you got those people who just sit there and they wiggle and waggle, and then they've got like 7 practice strokes, and then they back off the ball again. It's like, oh my gosh, bro, if you ain't breaking par, I don't want to see you take one practice swing, man.
That's right. The pictures are interesting, that's for sure.
I bet you'll meet some interesting folks if you went on a tour of fling courses.
Given a gander here at the pictures on the Fling Golf official website, interesting is a good term.
Yeah.
It's a good term. I think it's just another way for I don't know if this will ever keep going, but, we got him on the line. Lynn Haven Rob, talk to us.
Hey, man, why didn't they call it fling lacrosse?
That's true, because I guess they use a golf ball versus the lacrosse ball.
Right, but the way that they were doing it, it was the national championship. Okay, they had two women that went, and they stood right beside the ball, and they actually took like one of the long putters.
Yeah.
And they went backwards over their head and shot it to, and it looks like it's to like a putting green.
Huh.
And then you score by how close you get to your target.
Very interesting.
And then the next person would come up there, and he looks like that he's going to hit a driver, but that driver's about 2 feet longer, and he puts his whatever that stick or whatever it is kind of cupped, and puts it right behind it, but then just pushes it, And they're probably, I'll say, they're 50 yards from the landing area.
Interesting.
And then there's one that's probably 60 to 75 yards from them that a guy takes in, and he comes and he picks the ball up as he's running by it and flings it to get to the target area.
Huh. Interesting, because, it definitely is a lacrosse-type motion for sure. While you were talking about it, I was looking for a fling course near us. And there is, how many courses did you say there were, Jay?
Yeah,
he said 2,000.
Well, there's not any near here. Maybe those 35 countries are a lot further away.
Orlando's covered up in them. I'm looking at dots everywhere.
Well, did you filter it to Fling Golf Welcome? Because they list every golf course that's on the GPS. So if that's the case, that's good. But I don't know, Lynn Rob, being a golfer, just like David said, if I'm on a golf course, I want to be playing golf. I have played foot golf a little bit, but that's more on a golf course that it sets up well for foot golf. But I don't know. It does.
Yeah,
it looks just like lacrosse, and they got a little pad on the end of the club or whatever we're going to call it, where looks like you can putt it.
The flinger.
The flinger.
Well, they had, when they showed a back, kind of a big shot of the Open, there were 6 people actually watching them. And this is on Sunday night on ESPN2. That's what they
on the Deuce.
And everybody's wondering why ESPN is hemorrhaging money.
Because they're putting this stuff on TV.
They're putting, now tell me this. There's probably had to have been 6 or 7 camera angles and stuff, and they travel and sit all that gear there. How much money did ESPN put out to send a crew, put them overnight, travel somewhere, wherever it was, to make a production? And then you had to have 2 announcers there that you're paying because they were announcing. Yeah.
Interesting stuff. I knew that.
Yeah, that's why I called Coach Hale the other morning. I said, you know what last night was? The last Sunday night without football between now and February.
Thank goodness. It sounds like it. It sounds like it. But I could see this being successful when golf was hurting big time, but now golf has boomed so much post-COVID that, it's not necessarily a revenue generator. I could see where it would have been, you've got all this white space on your tee sheet because it's just not that busy. Maybe then you could get the other kind of stuff, and that's where foot golf kind of came to be as well. But now golf is just so busy everywhere, especially in Florida, that, where are you going to go? I still haven't found a course anywhere near us that you can play it on, so I don't know.
Yeah. Right. Well, I don't think anybody's going to let something like that get on their course because there's really no, well, I guess, they are hitting houses and all that sort of stuff, but flinging it the way they were, it just seems kind of odd to me that they're, but, like you said, they have Frisbee golf and or whatever they call that, and that's not played on a golf course.
No, disc golf is not.
If you count that, it is if you count the old dump up there at Majet, because that used to be a golf course.
Yeah, Bay Dunes, baby. I love that course. $20 special.
There you go, and that's why they're not opening.
I used to play up there all the time. I hated to see it go.
Yeah, I agree, man. The greens were filled with weeds.
Let me get back to work.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Get back to work.
Thank you, Lynn Averod, for bringing fling golf to our attention.
It would be kind of the golf course with fling golfers and real golfers would be like mountains with skiers and snowboarders.
Yeah.
You'd have your rivalries building.
Yeah.
I like it, man. We could see some good old fights.
There you go. There you go. You only need 1 club and no golf cart. I don't know if it's good for the course. We'll see.
I hung out with some disc golfers for a few years.
Hanging out with one right now, brother?
Yeah. And I think the questions, I'm good at sometimes asking questions. The questions I asked a lot is like, why do you play disc golf? What do you think the number one answer you get for disc golfers who are junkie disc golfers?
Although disc golf is extremely difficult, I think because of how difficult regular golf is.
Okay.
No clue. I'm just pulling a J here. No clue.
No clue.
Tell us when we get back, because I want to hear the news. We got to go ahead and take a quick break at the top of the hour. You listen to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
The lawyer's going to have a field day with that quote. So you said it was once fair and square, now you're changing your mind? That's like a politician right there, bro. And we still whooped everyone's keister. And if the opposing coaches were too stupid, they're taking a playbook out of our politicians.
Hey, let me ask you this. Sir, I'm not kidding.
I'm not done yet.
Weekday morning 7 to 9. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your forecast on this Tuesday. Sunshine this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze around 10 miles per hour out of the west-southwest and look for the high to be 93. Tonight, there will be clear skies with the temperature reaching 83. Sunny most of the day except the likelihood of thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening tomorrow with a high of 93. This weather is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
You owe the IRS back taxes, and dealing with the IRS stresses you out. Fortunately, IRS Problem Relief can help you resolve back taxes and represent you to the IRS so you don't have to face them alone. Last year, IRS Problem Relief saved clients drowning in tax debt, and IRS Problem Relief is a local company right here in Panama City, not some 800 number where you can never talk to the same person twice. Put those problems behind you so you can focus on moving forward. Call Edward Corey with IRS Problem Relief, 850-784-8176. For a free consultation, call Edward Corey with IRS Problem Relief. It's 850-784-8176 or visit irsproblemrelief.com.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
And that's out of the ballpark.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome to the Inside Drive, the next big thing.
It's a big, huge, giant deal.
Sports betting, huge reactions. Your calls and real-time coverage of the stories you're following. Broadcasting from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios. On ESPN Northwest Florida.
Sky rockets in flight. Afternoon delight.
And welcome back. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. 104.3 in Panama City Beach, all these beautiful surrounding areas here in Bay County. 101.9 in Port St. Joe along that beautiful Forgotten Coast. You can watch, like, listen, comment, subscribe, share, follow. That is social media, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. Just search it up, ESPN Northwest Florida. You can also download our free mobile app where?
On the Google Play or Apple Store.
All you got to do is search 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. I think we're getting closer, too, to finding out this Best of the Bay competition.
Oh.
See if we got radio and TV. I don't know. We'll find out. They want you to go to the gala, but I'm not spending $100 for see if I lose. Sounds like a great time, though, but everybody's all about the money.
Yep.
But anyway, speaking about saving money, that's Bill Kramer GM and Kramer Marine and Outdoor right there at the corner of Frankford and 23rd Street. All sorts of new vehicles need to come in, so they got to get those 24s out. So if you're looking for a new vehicle and you got one to trade in, head on over to Bill Kramer GM. They got great incentives on the 24s, great rates, all sorts of fun stuff, and express service, regular service, tires at cost. That's Bill Kramer GM. They will make it easy and
take great care of you.
Speaking of taking great care of you, right there on the other side of the business, you got Kramer Marine and Outdoor. They sell Seabourn, Spider, Sundance, and Skeeter. You can check out all that new and used inventory at KramerMarineandOutdoor.com. They are a Yamaha outboard full-line dealer. 2 Yamaha Master Certified mechanics on staff. They've got mobile service, so they'll come right to you and get you fixed up, get you back out on the water ASAP, as it's, tourist season's kind of winding down a little bit. So maybe the waterways will be a little bit more open for you to go out there, fish, leisure, whatever you need to do. But you got to have a boat in order to do it. You can check them out right there, as I mentioned, at the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd Street. If you want to give them a call, people still use the phones every once in a while. 850-851-0453. Also got to mention, as always, Jay, we are your home for the Auburn Tigers right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Kicks off August 31st right there up at the Plains, Alabama A&M. We are your number one destination, not only for college football, but for all your Auburn Tigers games right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. All right, Jay, we carried it over long enough. What is the number one reason why Frisbee golf players play Frisbee golf?
The question.
Or disc golf. It's called disc golf. Yeah, it's called disc golf.
I did. I hung out with a lot of disc golfers for a number of years, and the number one thing that they would always talk about was it was just too expensive to play ball golf.
Yeah, ball golf.
Yeah,
just golf. I think we can call it.
And they had
ball golf.
Ball
I'm going to
golf.
start referring to it as that.
Well, we
I
tried
need a ball golf ball.
They tried to intertwine us. They tried to get the ball golfers and the disc golfers together, and you would play 9 holes of ball golf, you'd play 9 holes of disc golf, and you would call it the ball and chain. But it didn't work.
Yeah.
It did not. We tried to integrate, everybody together, and it just didn't work. It doesn't work.
Big words today, my man.
Integrate. Whatever that means. It sounded just right.
No, it was right. It was 100% right.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's kind of wild because like disc golf normally is kind of played off the beaten path and stuff like that. So I don't know, but I get it. It is, disc golf's a lot cheaper. Like I don't think I've ever been to a course where I had to pay to play that course either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there is that. It's a lot quicker. You do have the tendency of losing discs sometimes, but yeah, I don't know. It's 2 different sports for me, and I just kind of enjoy them all. Like if I would try out fling golf. I would try it out before I just totally bash it. You know what I mean? Because you might get out there and be like, well, this is a lot easier. Now, I would still like to keep regular golf in the routine, or in the rotation, rather, but
yeah.
Because I can't say it's a routine when I play like 3 or 4 times a year.
Yeah.
Right.
You're in the same boat as a lot of other people. Jay, we call that latent demand.
Latent demand?
Yeah, that's trying to get people to use your whatever it is, product, service, more than they do now. Because, your avid golfers, they're always going to play. Your golfers that play when they're on trips and stuff like, they're always going to play. But how do you convert the golfer that plays once or twice a year to play more golf? You go to golfwithjay.com and make them better.
There you go. Absolutely.
Where you reopen up Bay Dunes.
Yeah. There you go. Just get you a tractor, mow it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never played it, but I heard all about it.
I did too. I've heard so many good things.
Neither one of y'all have played it before?
No. When did it might have closed right before I got here, or maybe in the similar time frame.
How long have you been here?
2015, the end of 2015.
It might have been because, maybe 2014 or so.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it was in its later years. The last 2 years, I remember just being like, even for $20, this is rough, boy, because you just it was one where you would just get to the point of you basically automatic 2-putt on a green.
Yeah.
Right, because the green sometimes would get that bad. But there was other times where it was, a beautiful course,
Yeah.
Fair for the price, and they had a tight knit around the club,
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the tough thing about, really anything that you're dealing with when it comes to actively growing things that have to be in good shape is it takes a lot of money to keep a golf course in good shape. And if you don't have it goes up together. If you don't have the play, you can't keep the course up, but you can't keep the course up without the play, and then you can't have the play without the course being up. So it's like a double-edged, it's almost like a single-edged sword. Like you have to have the money to maintain the course in order to get the play. And then what golf courses always do is they drop their rates when their course conditions aren't as good. Well, you're never going to get the course conditions any better because now you've cut your. It's
not taking the risk.
Yeah.
You got to take the risk.
Yeah, it's tough. But luckily, COVID kind of gave golf a shot in the arm, so to speak. But for locals and stuff like that, it's certainly expensive around these parts. But that's what the local passes are for. And who knows, we may have a future golf destination within an hour's drive of here, Jay.
Never know.
Oh, we might know. We might not.
Yeah.
A future golf
destination in our neck of the woods. That's all I can say about that. We've mentioned it on the show before. All right, you got any
Pop stroke?
No, yeah, Top Golf. Let's talk about Top Golf.
Oh,
that's a destination.
No, I wasn't, but yeah, no, I'm just kidding. You got any afternoon? I got several.
All right, so what about all these? This isn't really. I don't. This comes from Dr. Grayfang yet again, and I love Dr. Grayfang.
Yeah, every time I see doctor or something now, I just say Dr.
That's why I'm gonna call it DRA.
Yeah,
Dr. A.
DRA. Yeah, it's not
DRA.
doctor anymore.
How about this bar owner? The bar name, I don't know where this is located, but the bar name is Continental is the name of the bar.
Okay.
He puts a poster out on his bar that says, "Sorry, but if you say the word literally inside, like the term literally, inside Continental, you have 5 minutes to finish your drink and then you must leave. If you actually start a sentence with I literally, you must leave immediately. This is the most overused, annoying word in the English language, and we will not tolerate it. Stop the Kardashianism right now."
I think like's right up there too. Yeah.
Literally.
That's like when somebody says they're more sorry or they're more like, can you be more sorry or are you just sorry? Can you be more happy or are you just happy?
Yeah.
It's like literally everybody says, oh, I literally just saw that. Well, you could just say, yeah, I just saw that. I mean, I'm guilty of that a little bit too.
I mean, we all are. That's how we communicate though. I mean,
literally it is.
It is.
Oh,
there's some other ones on here. I had to go and...
You got to PC them.
Yeah, at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, yeah. Beth hates me when I say that. I was at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Stop saying at the end of the day.
But see, the thing is, though, is in that moment, it does matter.
Yeah.
But you realize in the macro of things, it's
Macro.
it's not.
That means big, Jay. Big picture.
Yeah. That at the end of the day, it's not, but I'll get past this.
Yeah. It is what it is another one too. Yeah.
Like it is what it is. That's my life motto.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Because it is. It is.
Literally.
Like is probably the most overused filler word that there is. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's tough to kind of cut back on. Yeah. It's kind of like, for me, I say 100% a lot. For you, you say for sure a lot.
I say 100% a lot too. And I say, that's awesome.
Yeah.
People tell me something like, yeah, that's awesome. I say that too much.
Well, it's like Ernest goes to camp, Ernest goes to jail.
You always fall back on Ernest.
He goes, you know what did you say?
You're not talking to the right guy.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
You know what I mean, Vern?
Yeah, you know what I mean, Vern?
Yep. Know what I mean? Oh, good stuff. You got any more? I'm going to dive into one.
Dive into one.
I'll dive into one that you will love.
Is this a local one?
No, but I do have those as well. I do, and I have another one. It's not local, but yeah. Bear wanders into California teacher's classroom.
Ooh.
What color bear do you think it was first?
Black.
No.
White.
Yeah, white. That's the answer. It was a white bear. It was a polar bear. A teacher in a California school was prepping for the upcoming start of the school year when her classroom was visited by an intellectually curious black bear.
Literally.
Elaine Salmon.
I've done started something now.
A teacher at Peak to Peak Mountain Charter School in Pine Mountain Club. There's a lot of things that explain why there was a bear. She left her classroom open to make some copies in her office and then returned to find the black bear occupying the room. Salmon closed the bear inside the room, trapping her cell phone in the classroom. I went back to the office to call my husband, Ian, Salmon told KERO TV. My first thought was, is it gonna do any damage? I have a brand new floor and already have my decorations up. Salmon's husband arrived and held the door open, allowing the bear to escape. See, the teacher said the only damage, this is ironic, was to an earthquake kit. We usually have an earthquake kit where the snacks just in case of an emergency, and he went through that, Salmon said. School officials are now planning to replace the door handles with more bear-resistant opening mechanisms.
Shoo
is right. Yeah. It looked like the picture shows it was just like a cub. It wasn't a full on, grown, but still.
And this was in the middle of the earthquake in California yesterday, or you said something about an earthquake?
There was an earthquake.
There was an earthquake, a little 4.4. But no, they had an earthquake kit, and the bear damaged the earthquake kit because that's normally where they keep the snacks. And apparently, the bear knew where the snacks were.
Jay, if you listen more, you'd literally be able to hear better.
Yeah, no.
Literally. All right, we'll hit the local one. This one's for you, Jay.
Okay.
This one's wild.
From the Walton County Sheriff's Office?
Yeah.
It's from the Walton County Sheriff's Office. This was from yesterday, and Chef Ross actually sent me this, so I appreciate him doing that. The title is, Freeport Man Arrested on Weapons and Drug Charges After Hallucinating and Calling 911 to Report Intruders. Late Saturday night, Walton County Sheriff's Office responded to a call from a resident on North Sand Palm Road in Freeport regarding a possible burglary where he thought someone was inside his residence armed with a knife. When deputies arrived, the caller, Christopher Faulkner, age 40, exited the garage with a knife. Faulkner tossed the knife to the ground when deputies announced themselves. The home was cleared for potential threats and damage from multiple shotgun blasts that were observed inside the empty casing, and they observed the empty casings on the floor. Criminal Investigations Bureau was asked to respond. A search for the residence resulted in a seizure of 3 firearms, ammunition, oxycodone, and cocaine. The investigation found no intruders entered the home, and the report was made of a result of Faulkner ingesting spice and hallucinating. Glad to know spice is still being used. Faulkner is a convicted...
Great to know.
Yeah. Faulkner, I hadn't heard that one in a while. Faulkner is a convicted felon on bond for weapons and weapons possession charges. He was arrested and charged with cocaine possession, possession of a controlled substance, marijuana possession, discharging a firearm in public, firing a weapon into an occupied dwelling, and 5 counts of possession of a firearm/ammo by a convicted felon. He was transported and booked in the Walton County Jail and is currently held on a $2,500 and $10,000 bond. Faulkner is still incarcerated at the time of this release.
My thing is if you have regular marijuana, why are you gonna get the potpourri stuff?
Spice.
Is that what that is? I don't know.
They used to sell it at the gas stations back in the day, and it was like, whoa.
It's like bath salts, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not necessarily like bath salts.
But same effects,
yeah,
kinda.
you can get the same effects. Basically, kids, first off, don't do drugs. Secondly, don't do drugs that are manufactured by human beings.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whew. Sounds like Cops needs to make it over from Escambia County to Walton County.
That's him?
No, this is my next story.
Okay, but that's still so wild. Like calling the police on basically yourself. You're calling the police 100%. On yourself at that point.
I like how he discharged his shotgun in the apartment.
You're probably seeing his shadow. Like, boom, boy, you gonna get out of here right now.
Moral of the story, kids, like David said, don't do drugs. Just say no.
Dare to be different.
Dare to not do them. And yeah, manufacture stuff. Just God. Anyway, speaking of drugs.
Real quick, we got a good text from Lynn Haven Rob, kind of back to the literally and the like. He says, it's like when somebody starts a sentence with, I'll tell you the truth. What, have you been lying the rest of the time?
Yeah. I'm going to be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
But we appreciate that. We appreciate your honesty, but, we guess we expect.
Yeah.
That's where we may be able to see some differences in AI and normal human talk. So maybe don't get literally gone. Don't get light gone, because
there you go.
That may be able to disseminate between AI and regular conversation.
I was listening to this prank call the other day, and it was this lady. She's like on the line with I forget what the company is, and the dude puts the worker guy puts them through, and she's got to talk to like the AI survey or whatever, and you've got the AI male, and then you have the AI female, which is the supervisor, and then they just start arguing back and forth. I'll have to check the language on that and see if we can play that on the air.
So they do have emotions.
I mean, obviously it's manipulated.
I like how you're saying they, like they're an actual person.
I mean, male and female.
He dated one, so
yeah, right.
Yeah, it's true.
He literally knows better than most of us.
Crackerjack girl.
Crackerjack girl.
Whatever. Yeah, I can't wait to hear that one.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
You just went from Joanna to Cracker. Is that what you think of when you think of Joanna? You think of Cracker?
No, that's Rick Ty. That's like
no, I know, but we were talking about AI. I mean, he goes right to Rick Ty's new song coming out.
Yeah.
Hey,
about Joanna.
CJG. This is from darkhorsepressnow.com. The title is Mississippi Attorney Arrested for Allegedly Smuggling Contraband into Hinds County Jail. And allegedly is not the right word, because it in fact did. Mississippi Attorney Daniel Sidney Dale was arrested today and charged with 2 counts of conspiracy and 3 counts of introducing contraband into a correctional facility. Dale allegedly posed as legal counsel for Hinds County detainees and smuggled cell phones and other contraband during visitations. During a visitation this afternoon, Dale was found in possession of several items of contraband and cell phones intended for a detainee. He was detained, questioned, and subsequently charged. In his trusted position, Dale's actions compromised the safety and integrity of the Hinds County detention facilities and the public. The investigation is ongoing, and additional charges or arrests may follow. And then you look at the pictures, and it's like, just how did he actually fit all that stuff in there to get in? But yeah. Anyway.
That's
and I don't think he was a real attorney either, from what briefly what the article says.
Yeah,
because he said he posed as a legal counsel for a Hinds, and maybe he's
Better
still
call Saul.
Yeah, absolutely. That was good.
That was good.
All right, one more, Jay, unless you got one.
I don't have one.
What's the fantasy name on your white paper?
Josh Giddey.
There you go.
Yep.
All right, it's from UPI.com. Mexican state breaks world record with 186 varieties of a brisket taco. Did you know you could break world records for varieties of specific tacos?
I did not, but that's got me giddy.
There you go, Joshua. April 12th, August 12th, the Mexican state of Tlaxcala, I probably butchered that, earned a Guinness World Record for serving up more than 30,000 brisket tacos in 186 different flavors. The state gathered more than 150 taco chefs from the city of Navatias and assembled to serve the tacos during a Sunday event at the Paseo de la Reforma in Mexico City. Governor Lorena Cuellar announced on social media that the event set a Guinness Book of World Records for the most varieties of brisket tacos served in one location. The tacos included varieties such as potato, pork rinds, beans, adobo, as well as creative combinations including potato with sausage and cactus. The recognition positions it's Tlaxcala. That's just a tough one. We're just going to call it Tlaxcala on the international stage as a gastronomic, tourist, and cultural destination, the state's government wrote on Facebook. Tlaxcala previously earned the Guinness Book of World Records for longest sawdust carpet, which measured 12,924 feet and 11.5 inches long.
It is Taco Tuesday.
It is Taco Tuesday. Sawdust. I didn't know I was going to talk about 12,954 feet of a sawdust carpet. That's long.
That is long.
That's over 2 miles.
Eesh.
It's like the Yellow Brick Road. It's follow the sawdust road.
The yellow sawdust road.
You don't need the yellow snow, Jay.
No.
And it's all made out of yellow wood.
Yeah. War Eagle.
Don't eat yellow snow.
Yeah. You ever seen yellow?
Unless it's a snow cone,
Yeah,
right? Then
that's
it could be
true.
pineapple with some mystery
Yeah,
flavor.
banana, pineapple.
Find out after you eat it.
Yeah.
It seems like...
Just don't eat your own.
Oh, yeah.
I'd rather eat my own than someone else's.
That's true. Bear Grylls, he eat yellow snow cones all the time. All right, Jay, we got to take a quick break. When we get back, we're going to dive into the AP Top 25 as it's officially released. We talked about the Coaches Poll a couple weeks ago, but the AP Top 25 is out now, and maybe we'll start thinking about your college football playoff bracket, because I am anxious to see how this is going to go for you. You're listening to The Inside Drive. We will be right back.
Are you ready to go under the lights? Mosley Dolphin football is back.
Wide open down the sideline.
ESPN Northwest Florida brings you live play-by-play coverage all season long. With David Hayes.
Touchdown, Mosley Dolphin.
And Kyle Wright.
You take the top off the defense, and the interception turns into points for the Mosley offense.
Exclusively on ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Tuesday afternoon. The rest of the day, sunshine and 93 with a gentle breeze around 10 miles per hour out of the west-southwest. For tonight, clear skies and a low near 83. Tomorrow, sunny most of the day except possible thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening and a high around 93. This weather forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
You owe the IRS back taxes, and dealing with the IRS stresses you out. Fortunately, IRS Problem Relief can help you resolve back taxes and represent you to the IRS so you don't have to face them alone. Last year, IRS Problem Relief saved clients drowning in tax debt. And IRS Problem Relief is a local company right here in Panama City, not some 800 number where you can never talk to the same person twice. Put those problems behind you so you can focus on moving forward. Call Edward Corey with IRS Problem Relief, 850-784-8176. For a free consultation, call Edward Corey with IRS Problem Relief. It's 850-784-8176 or visit irsproblemrelief.com.
The Atlanta Braves are battling back in the division and keeping their sights set on the playoffs as the season heats up.
Bounce up the middle, might get through. It does! Base hit! Braves win! Austin Riley comes through with the winner!
Tonight, don't miss Atlanta Braves baseball live from the West Coast as the Braves face off against Matt Chapman and the San Francisco Giants.
Braves coverage begins at 7:30. First pitch, 8:45. You're home for the Braves. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Now back to the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios.
It's alive! Look alive! We're alive!
On ESPN Northwest Florida.
And we are back. You're listening to the Inside Drive. Jay Henley, DJ Davey Crockett, and me, Ryan Mulvey, here hanging out on the Inside Drive. We appreciate you guys out there driving around, listening to us. Of course, we can't have things going on in our area without the truck drivers, right, Jay?
That's exactly right.
Although you threw some shade earlier.
I went back.
That was facts, not shade.
That's true, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not allowed to be at what is it? What is that one? You saw that one video from that husband and wife doing a funny one?
Oh yeah. They were calling it Bussy.
Bussy. Bussy.
They were looking at it and they were going Bussy. They got Bussy meat there and they got all kinds of Bussy stuff there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Apparently you can say it however you want,
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. Didn't mean to put you on the spot there. It just that just came back into my mind. Some of the things you were sharing with us earlier. Yeah. All right, AP poll came out. Who's number one?
UGA.
That is correct. Who's number two?
The Buckeyes.
Wow, look at you, 2 for 2.
He's on a roll.
He's heating up.
Yeah, but
You'll be on fire if you get to this one.
This number 3 is going to be tough. Michigan.
No. They're in the top 10, but
in the Big Ten.
I can't not say anything without giving a massive hint.
Really?
Charlie Conway, Adam Banks, Goldberg. Julie the Cat Gaffney.
Oh, now he's giving you, this is the mascot. He's not giving you the location of the university.
It's a very loose hint. Yeah, very loose hint. Julie the Cat Gaffney.
Wild uniforms.
Yeah.
Huh?
And they played. They went to a
Oregon. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were still talking about the Mighty Ducks. Because they did. They had a lot of different uniforms there. But yes, the Oregon Ducks coming in at number 3. They got one first place vote. Number 4. Little surprising, number 4.
SEC team?
Yeah.
All right.
It's either SEC or Big Ten. You got one team in there, and it's because they're not affiliated with a Power 5 conference.
Would it be Alabama?
No, but not a bad guess.
Yeah.
I do think that this...
Keep that one in your pocket, though.
Yeah. Yes.
I tell you, a team to watch this fall is going to be Ole Miss, and is that not there?
You're on the right track.
Yeah,
Those are
that one in your other pocket.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. You're close.
I've only got 2 with me.
No back pockets?
Oh, well, yeah, I got in the back pocket.
Okay. Don't put your
cargo pockets?
My hands in my pocket.
The other ones...
Throwing a peace sign.
Ooh.
Is that the word?
Take that, take your middle finger, put it down.
Huge hint. Don't
Middle
give
finger.
the audience the bird. You're close. You're
You
close.
Put that ring finger down. Close your thumb.
Texas Longhorn.
If he didn't get that, I was about to just walk off the show and let you finish, Chuck.
That was fun watching.
That's hard.
Get my fingers to do that.
It's hard too to get. There's only a few people that can put their there's a percentage of people that can put their pinky finger down without their ring finger going down without using another hand.
Yeah.
Can you do it?
No.
Yeah. Because these ligaments are so closely connected. But there are people that can put their pinky finger down without pulling it with their thumb.
That's crazy.
Great skill to have.
Yeah, extraterrestrials.
The sign that all the kids are doing,
you can't do this.
I can, but it's like I got to think about it.
You're still not doing it.
Yeah,
right.
you're like, do it up, do it up.
I can't do it.
Really? Can you do it with your left hand?
Like gnarly, dude. Isn't that what is that?
I love you, dude, really much.
It's hang 10. It's Hawaii. It's like hang 10.
It's hard for me to do.
It's also usually dolphin trainers use it as a sign too.
Do they?
Yeah. Fun fact. Can you do the live long and prosper?
There's no way. Oh,
really?
My God.
There's
no way. I cannot do that.
Come on. Seriously? You can't do one? Look at D. Hayes back there. Can you open and close them like the crab claws?
Barely.
I have arthritis.
Arthritis? Arthritis?
Arthritis.
Do you really have arthritis?
I do.
Well,
does it hurt?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it rheumatoid? You need to be like Phil Mickelson? Get on, was that in Symbala or something like that?
I need something.
Alloparazzo.
Yeah, it's university.
It's funny how y'all can actually get two of your fingers separated.
And you play golf?
I don't separate my fingers whenever I...
Maybe that's your issue.
It could be.
Too much golf.
Yeah.
Too much closed. Yeah.
Probably.
But you play baseball too, right?
Yeah.
A lot of baseball.
Same thing, though.
Well, no, I was thinking of the glove.
Oh,
catching with your hands. You still catch?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes.
Well, sometimes.
Not all
Let's
the
go
time.
have a catch.
Yeah.
Not in the end zone.
No, I'll never live that down. Never will.
And I will never let you live it
I
down.
know. I know.
That's why I'm here on Earth, just to not let you live that down. All right, so now I wanted to distract him for a good 2 minutes there and see if he could come back
Reach
into
back
it.
in them pockets.
All right, who's number 5?
Let's go. Is it SEC?
Remember what he said. He said, keep the 2 teams you named in your pockets.
Oh, yeah. Alabama.
That's correct. Number 5. Number 6.
Ole Miss.
Bingo. Look at you.
All right.
You only really needed a couple hints in that top 6. Not bad. Here's where it gets different. Who's number 7? I just gave you a big hint because I mentioned it before.
Because what's the year this year? Is it the top 8? Is that what counts this year? Is it the top 8?
Like for the playoff?
Yeah.
12.
Is it 12?
It has moved to 12. But he
It-
did know that it's expanding.
Yeah, great. He knew it was expanding. We've been talking about a 12-team playoff for the last 2. We've been talking about it since we started this radio show.
So it is top 12.
It is the top 12. But this is just your AP preseason ranking. It came out yesterday.
Yeah.
We're going all the way to 25, brother.
Whew, we don't have enough time for that.
Who is number 8? Is it already 7?
We're 7, yes. They are not in a Power 4 conference, whatever we're calling them now. But still a perennial.
Notre Dame. Hey. All
Man,
right.
good stuff. Yes, number 7, Notre Dame. At number 8, Big Ten.
10. Michigan.
No, but keep that one in your pocket.
Keep it in your pocket.
Stuff you in my pocket.
Penn State.
Yes.
Hey.
Ding, ding, ding.
Good stuff. I was going to give you a hint, too. Happy Valley without giving it to you.
That would have, yeah.
There you go. All right, number 9.
Michigan.
Yes,
Yes,
right.
very
All right.
confident answer
I'll
there.
leave you at number 10 here. And who's number 10? It's the first time, besides Notre Dame, first time it's not an SEC or Big Ten team. Maybe a future SEC team. Who knows?
About an hour and a half away from here.
Is it really?
They're playing in Ireland against Georgia Tech.
Florida State.
Florida State, Florida State, Florida State.
Woo! There you go. That is your top 10, followed by Missouri, Utah, LSU, Clemson, Tennessee, Oklahoma, OK State, Kansas State, the U, Texas A&M, Arizona, Kansas, USC, NC State, and Iowa. Rounding out your top 10. What, 8 SEC schools in the top 10?
Oh, top 10?
I mean, top 25.
I want to say it was 9.
It might be. Let's see. Yeah, you got, nope, that's not one. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's outside of the top 10. 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 in there. Pretty impressive stuff there, Jay. Pretty impressive stuff. All right. But just
yeah.
Don't get ahead of us.
Put that computer up.
I will.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to give you some odds here. Alabama's chance, and this is through. I'm going to try to live just in Hard Rock now because you can legally bet here in the state of Florida. With Hard
do they
Rock.
have like a metaverse or something?
I think so. Oh, goodness. Alabama's chance to make the playoff, Jay. Do you think the no is favored or the yes is favored?
12 teams, right?
We just established that. First time you learned that today.
I say they do get in. It's probably going to be towards that latter 9, 10, 11, 12.
We're not worried about Jay's odds here. What does Hard Rock say?
Yeah, so my question to you, does Hard Rock have Alabama a favorite to make the playoff or a favorite to miss the playoff?
I'm sorry, yes.
Oh, you're good?
Yeah.
No, that is
apology is accepted.
It is actually incorrect. They are minus 130 to not make the playoff, and they are plus 105 to make the playoff. So it's very close. But, if you want, that might be a good bet if you want to put a bunch down. They got to get through it, but it's 12 spots, and there's going to be a bunch of SEC teams in there.
And their schedule, I feel like, is pretty favorable.
It's going
to make the playoff.
Yeah, to make the playoff, yeah. I think they're still in the top 10 hardest schedules in the country, though, aren't they?
Really?
Don't quote me on that. I thought I saw that the other day. Maybe not.
I'll look that up.
All right, Jay, this one's an easy one. Georgia to reach the playoff. Are they favored to reach the playoff or favored to miss the playoff?
Yes.
Yes, they're minus 550 to make the playoff, plus 400 to miss the playoff. I think they're probably the biggest favorite in there. What about LSU? Are they favored to make the playoff or miss the playoff?
I'm going to say miss.
That is correct. Plus 120 to make the playoff, but they're minus 150 to miss the playoff. All right, let's skip. I'm going to skip over the Utes and the Cornhuskers and go to Texas. Is Texas favored to make the playoff or miss the playoff?
Miss.
No, they are a heavy favorite to make the playoff at minus 230, despite losing all those players in the NFL. Having your starting quarterback return goes a long way with these odds, I believe, and they're plus 185 to miss the playoffs. So some decent value, almost 2-1 there if you want to bet them to miss the playoffs. Colorado Buffaloes, I'm not even going to mention that one because it's huge. All right, let's see. Ole Miss, are they favored to make the playoff or miss the playoff?
I think they do make the playoff.
They are, in fact, favored to make the playoff at minus 130, plus 105 to miss. What about David Hayes' Missouri Tigers? Favored to make the playoff or favored to miss the playoff?
Miss the playoff.
That is correct. Plus 180 to miss and or to make the playoff, and minus 225 to miss. So Hard Rock in Vegas, however, makes these books, thinks that Missouri's not going to make it, and Missouri, may have a chance to make it. That's for sure. Texas A&M favored to make the playoff or miss the playoff?
Let's go. They're going to make it.
They are favored to miss the playoff. Big time, too. Minus 300 to not make the playoffs, plus 240 to make the playoff. All right, I'll skip Kansas State, Miami, and USC. Clemson Tigers, are they a favorite to make the playoff or miss the playoff?
Is Dabo still there?
Yes.
They're going to miss.
They are favored to miss the playoffs. Minus 250 for the Clemson Tigers, plus 195 if you think they can make it. All right, the Florida State Seminoles, what do you think? Favored to miss or make?
They're looking for revenge this year. I say they're going to make it.
They're actually favored to miss the playoffs. Minus 180 to miss the playoffs, plus 145 to make the playoffs. Again, this is just Hard Rock. It's just the odds. Still got to play the game. Still got to be in the season. All right, Tennessee, what do you think? Favorite to miss or make?
Man, it's been a while since they've had some good seasons up there. I'm going to say miss.
They've had some pretty good seasons recently.
Have they?
Yeah. But stay with what you said, because they are minus 225 to miss the playoff, plus 180 to make the playoff. All right, Penn State, your Nittany Lions, favorite to make or miss?
Hey, they're in the top 10. Let's say make.
That is correct. Minus 140 to make the playoffs, plus 115 to miss the playoffs.
That program's coming out of left field somewhere.
Florida Gators.
Oh,
come on, this is easy. But I just want to tell you the number. I got to count the zeros.
I'm going to say they're favored to miss the playoffs.
That is correct. They are minus 100,000.
100,000?
Minus 100,000 to miss the playoffs. So
oh my god!
That means you have to bet $100,000 to what? Win 10?
Wow.
Yikes! Or 100. It might be 100. Yeah, they're plus 1750 to make the playoffs. So you Gator fans out there, if you want to get some great value, so to speak, to make the playoffs and put some money up to waste, plus 1750.
Yeah, don't bet on emotions.
Don't bet on emotions. Yeah. Auburn Tigers, not quite minus 100,000, but they are not favored, obviously, to make the playoffs. They're minus 1,400, but plus 750 to make the playoffs. Might want to take a flyer on that there, Jay. Ohio State, heavy favorite to make the playoffs. Obviously, Notre Dame, a slight favorite to make the playoffs, minus 165, plus 135 to miss. Oklahoma, I think their win total was 6.5, something like that. Michigan, are you surprised about this one? Michigan is not favored to make the playoffs, but only slightly. They are minus 165 to miss the playoffs, where they're plus 135 to make the playoffs. They lost a lot of people, including their coach. So Oregon Ducks, heavy favorite to make the playoffs. And then the Iowa Hawkeyes are a very, very far favorite. Not favorite. They're not expected to make. And they also listed, the last one they list was Louisville on here at minus 650 to miss, plus 450 to make. So there's some value on there if you think some of these teams. Now, they don't list all the teams. That's part of their shtick when they can choose which teams you want there. Jay, the top 4 teams will come from the highest ranked conference winners in the 4 groups. So you want to start with who you think is going to get that first to develop your top 4? Or you want to take this as a homework assignment?
While he's waiting on that, I've got 2 different strength of schedules, if you will. Bama on 24/7 Sports is 15, and then on collegefootballnetwork.com 11.
Okay.
So there's that.
Yeah. Tougher schedule, that's for sure.
I mean, I guess so, but it's Western Kentucky, USF, at Wisconsin. Then you've got 5 SEC games in a row. So Georgia, Vandy, South Carolina, at Tennessee, Missouri, at LSU, Mercer, at Oklahoma, Auburn. We got to wait for the season to develop, but to me, it's just, I don't know.
Listening to you say it, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
It doesn't seem.
I think it's just that those 5 games in a row, SEC, I don't think there's another team in the SEC that has 5 consecutive SEC games. We don't know about LSU is a question mark. Tennessee, is Nico Imaleva going to be as good as what we think, or what the hype is, rather? So I don't know. It'll be interesting, but the overwhelming hardest schedule we know is Florida.
Yeah. Hardest schedule in college football history, right?
Yeah, I mean,
according to whatever. Yeah.
And then USC's number 2. They got the toughest non-conference schedule.
Welcome to the Big Ten, boys. Welcome to the Big Ten. That's why they're ranked so high. I mean, they're ranked 23rd in the preseason poll. I mean, they had Caleb Williams last year and the year before that. So that starting quarterback returning seems to make a big difference, obviously, for running your offense and trying to figure out stuff. We got 1 minute. When we get back, we'll do your top 4 real quick. I'll do my top 4 real quick. I think David's already got his top 4, and then we'll dive into we got to do an SEC win-loss team, and that's going to be who did I pick today? Ole Miss today, the Rebels. So
I filled out the schedule for you.
Man, you already did. Look at that. He's so good. He's so good. We'll go ahead and take a quick break. You're listening to Inside Drive. We'll be right back.
Take ESPN Northwest Florida with you everywhere you go.
Anytime, any place, anywhere.
The sports talk and live play-by-play doesn't have to end when you get out of the car. The ESPN Northwest Florida app streams your favorite sports talk hosts and the biggest games in ultra-high fidelity.
This is of utmost importance in travel.
Take the sports talk monster with you anywhere you go. Available for Android and iPhone.
Use it anywhere or any place.
Hi, I'm Sheriff Mike Atkinson. For the last 16 years, you've trusted my leadership at the Walton County Sheriff's Office. In that time, UCR crime rates have dropped 67%. That's no coincidence. You can count on me to serve with continued professionalism and provide the excellent hometown service you want. At our agency, excellence matters, as our law enforcement, fire rescue, and animal services are the first on scene. On Tuesday, August 20th, vote to re-elect Atkinson for Walton County Sheriff.
Paid for by Michael Atkinson Jr., Republican, for Sheriff.
Bestway Portable Buildings has been your portable building specialist since 1989. Before you invest your hard-earned money someplace else, owner Jason Mulder invites you to stop by Bestway and get a quote on just about any size building. And whether you buy with Bestway or not, it's worth the trip just to meet Bestway Buddy. Say hello, buddy. Good boy. Bestway Portable Buildings, just north of Harts Marine on 231, and online at bestwayportablebuildings.com. The best in portable, period. Tell them Buddy sent ya.
Visit the newly remodeled Mid-South Lumber Hardware and Feed Store in Youngstown. They have a full line of plumbing, electrical, hardware, and tools for your DIY home projects, as well as lumber and animal feed. Now offering not only baby chicks and a full line of poultry supplies, but also bunnies and parakeets. They also carry a wide selection of Duplin wines and gourmet products so you don't have to drive to the beach. Come see us at Mid-South Lumber on Highway 231 in Youngstown.
From the fairway to the rough.
I was hoping to squeeze in 9 holes before this rain starts.
From the greens to the bunker.
Certainly, Your Eminency.
It's the Inside Drive with Ryan and Jay from the Bill Kramer Marine and Outdoor Studio.
The good Lord would never disrupt the best game of my life.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And I am back. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. I think Jay had a little TT break, and he'll be back here in just a second. You know the show.
Tea time.
Yeah, tea time indeed. The show's over in 15 minutes, and sometimes when you got to go, you got to go. I don't know. But when he gets back, he's going to reveal our poll question from the beginning of the show where we asked, his question was, how much did an Encyclopedia Britannica set cost in 1974? Currently, the voting has us tied at 50% 79, 50% 279. Jay?
The answer is $279.
Ding, 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 ding. There you go. I wonder what that would cost nowadays. But, we don't have them anymore. But.
Yeah. I mean, it'd probably be
There's some people that's got to have them, right?
Oh, I would think, but probably
Ain't no way 1999. I don't think you can get those things on Temu for that. Because it's like an antique now, you know what I mean? So it'd be like a collectible.
Yeah, I guess it would be. Yeah.
The answer to your question, the last printed edition of Encyclopedia Britannica was published in 2010. After 244 years of print publication, the 32-volume edition was 32,642 pages long, weighed 62 kilograms, and almost took up 1.5 meters of shelf space. The company announced in March of 2012 that the 2010 edition would be the last, and the remaining copies have sold out since late April. Since then, all editions have exclusively been published online. Wow. Which is ironic because you can just go online and search up any information too. And I guarantee Encyclopedia Britannica is not paying for you to show up on Google search or for paying for them to show up on Google search words. But hey, 2010. Who would have thought? That wasn't that long. 14 years ago.
I didn't spend a lot of time in the library as a kid, but
really?
No, I really didn't.
I figured you were a Dewey Decimal System expert.
No. Yeah. But, it was a very peaceful place, though, because, it was the smell of the books, that smell.
Oh, yeah.
And then you could hear the air conditioning kind of in the background, and
the librarian.
And the librarian standing over there.
How many times did you get yelled at by the librarian?
None.
Wow.
He wasn't in there enough.
True. Yeah, you got to be in there to get yelled at, I guess. I guess. But yeah, $279.
That's
a good poll question. That was a good poll.
It's a good deal too.
Yeah. Heck of a deal. Heck of a deal. $279 for all that information.
Amazing.
You can't beat it.
Yeah.
Better than Google.
There.
Right.
Takes a little longer, but it's worth it. Worth the wait.
It is. That's right.
I found it. No, I didn't find it. Oh, bummer.
Give me that again, man. Come on.
No, one and done. You weren't paying attention. All right, let's do Ole Miss's schedule real quick, and then that'll give us more time for these top four. All right, David's already filled his out. He's got them beating every team on the schedule except for Georgia, taking the L at home against Georgia, making their season 11-1. Their win total over under 9.5 for the Ole Miss Rebels this upcoming season. All right.
I feel pretty strongly about the being over 9.5, 11-1. Who knows? I've been giving some teams some pretty fair records this year.
I'll bet the over 100% on what David says. All right, home against Furman.
And who's our team again?
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss, okay.
Mississippi.
The Land Sharks. What do you got? Home against Furman.
Oh, yeah, Ole Miss.
FU.
Yeah.
Furman University, so they put on their caps.
Right.
Anyway, Middle Tennessee State University.
The Blue Raiders.
The Blue Raiders.
How about them Rebels?
Glenn Manley's alma mater at Wake Forest for the first away game of the season.
The Rebels still, they're 3-0.
Home against Georgia Southern. Right there out of, Statesboro?
Oh, yeah.
Is that Statesboro?
Yeah.
East side of Georgia.
Took down to Nebraska 2 years ago in Nebraska.
Yeah. Who didn't, though?
Also, didn't they beat, was it Georgia Southern that beat Florida and they didn't even attempt to pass?
I think so. Georgia Southern's upset a few teams in recent years. They've always had a great program.
Yeah. But Georgia Southern does not come into Ole Miss. Ole Miss is winning.
They would have to have a serious oopsie pie for that to happen. Then they follow that game up with home against Kentucky.
Man, Ole Miss again.
Okay. All right. Now they got a 2-game road trip. They're at South Carolina at Williams-Brice Stadium.
Well, let's go Ole Miss.
Then they travel not too far down there to Baton Rouge and the LSU Tigers.
Ole Miss again.
It's probably be a night game, I would imagine.
Yeah.
I would hope so anyway. And then they come back home to take on Oklahoma.
All right, so this is where it might get a little tricky. I think Oklahoma will take care of business.
Dang.
Yeah.
Oklahoma, I think their projected win total for the SEC is, let me see, I got it right here, is 7.5. So in order to get that over, they're going to have to beat teams like Ole Miss. All right, then they go back on the road against Arkansas.
Okay, Ole Miss will beat Arkansas.
Then they have Georgia at the house.
Can't take down them dogs. They're rabid.
Especially if you lose to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Then they go on the road at Florida.
Well, after we figured out the Florida bet a few minutes ago, Ole Miss all the way.
Okay. And then last but not least, the Egg Bowl. That's the Friday after Thanksgiving. That's going to be home this year for Ole Miss against Mississippi State.
Did not know that was called the Egg Bowl. Okay.
I'm not surprised you did.
What? I did not. You're
learning all sorts of stuff today. 12-team college football playoff. The rivalry between Ole Miss and Mississippi State is called the Egg Bowl. It's always played on the Friday after Thanksgiving.
Sometimes on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, sometimes on Thanksgiving.
Ole Miss TCBs. TCBs takes care of business with Mississippi State.
All right. So
it's all right.
You got them going 10-2 then. I think I'm going to be close.
Yeah.
I got them against Furman, got them against Middle Tennessee State, got them against Wake, got them against Georgia Southern, got them against Kentucky, South Carolina, LSU. I do think they beat Oklahoma, and I think they beat Arkansas. They lose to Georgia, they beat Florida, and beat Mississippi State. So I can't agree more with David. They may slip up and lose a game that they shouldn't, but on paper, I got Ole Miss as well going 11-1.
I mean,
actually, that's a spreadsheet. No, I'm just kidding.
Their first test is not until LSU, if you really think about it, right?
Depending on how South Carolina's playing, but yeah. I mean, really, yeah, and that's how a lot of the SEC teams are. I mean, a couple of them you got an early on, week 3, good opponent, but very, very similar to a lot of the other schedules coming up, unless, they've had a home-and-home scheduled with somebody else outside, kind of like what, we're talking about with UCLA earlier and having to travel so far. But, all right, Jay, you got to pick your top 4, right? Your top 4 is a conference winner and the highest-ranked conference champion, I should say. Conference champion gets the top 4 spots regardless of ranking. We'll start wisely. We will start with the ACC. Who do you got coming out of the ACC? And don't write them down yet, because then you're going to have to rank them by who has the best.
It's got to be Florida State. Has to be.
Gotta be?
Gotta be.
Gotta be?
Yeah.
They are missing a lot. A lot of guys went to the NFL. DJU. Or no, DJ. Yeah.
Yeah, DJU.
Yeah, no, I got confused with Doctor. But it's DJ. And you already say DJ.
DRU.
Yeah, DRDJU. Yeah. And they lost a lot of guys. Clemson.
Give me a number 2 ACC team that is remotely close in your opinion.
Vegas Insiders over-under win totals for Clemson, Florida State, and Miami are all 9.5. Don't sleep on NC State either.
NC State, North Carolina is the team for me to kind of watch out for, because I think they have a favorable schedule, and SMU might have the easiest schedule in college football.
There you go. Don't sleep on Grayson McCall there with the Wolfpack. They have 8.5 win total.
Still sticking with Florida State.
All right.
Yeah, I like it, man. A good debate. No one changes their mind.
That's it. There you go.
That's it. I'm actually going to take NC State out of the ACC. I
like it.
I just, it gives me really something to root for very hard. I'm a big Grayson McCall fan, obviously, Coastal Carolina for 4 years. But wouldn't that be fun for him to make that switch and then make the college football playoff? That'd be some good stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. So
an underdog or a dark wolf, if you will.
A dark wolf. Those ones are the scariest. Those black wolves, terrifying. You know how big they are, too? Oh. Did you know? I learned this last night. I watched a really cool show. This is a quick aside on Netflix talking about, like, it was the inside the mind of dogs, and it was really, really cool. And our dogs, or the one, Ollie, who's known for barking at everything on the TV, actually sat there and watched the show. Really? You need to learn something from this.
Did he learn anything?
I hope so. 99.9% of all dogs' DNA comes from wolves. So the 0.1% of their DNA is what makes them all different. 99.9%.
Interesting.
I don't find that surprising.
No, either do I.
Yeah. Cool, though.
Yeah,
really cool.
Very cool. They hear 7 times better than we do. And unlike primates, they follow points. Primates can't follow points. And they're closest related to us. Anyway, we don't have enough time for this. Maybe we'll kick that over tomorrow. But anyway, some fun facts.
Primates have thumbs on their feet.
Crazy. That's how they hang from trees there, Jay. I'll get you some thumbs on your feet. Okay. All right. So you just write down Florida State. Don't put it in anything yet, because we got to then rank the top 4. So you've got FSU. I've got NC State. David, who do you have coming out of the ACC?
I have North Carolina winning it.
Okay.
Beating Miami in the championship.
Okay. So you've got UNC. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, Jay. Next, Big Ten. Who you got coming out of Big Ten?
Let's go Ohio State.
Ohio State. I'm actually going to have Oregon coming. I think Dylan Gabriel wins the Heisman. I think Oregon comes into the Big Ten, wins the Big Ten championship in their first one. Ohio State, stumbles a couple times, and it's just, we'll see what happens. What about you, David Hayes? Who you got?
Oregon.
Ooh, another Oregon.
At 12-1.
12-1. I like it. Losing in their opening round or their...
Oh, well, no. It's in the regular season. The 12th win for them is the Big Ten championship.
Oh, championship. Yeah, I'm an idiot.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. All right. Who do we got in the SEC, Jay?
Let's go Georgia Bulldogs.
All right. Yeah. I'm actually going to take the Alabama Crimson Tide. I think they're in a very interesting spot because no one expects them to do well. They still got talent. They still got great recruiting. They still got great coaching. And it's still a tough place to play. Yeah. So I feel like they haven't been in this position in so long. They've been the hunted for so long that now they've kind of fallen back a little bit, according to everybody. But I think they're going to be right there in the SEC championship and might beat Texas in that one. We'll see.
I've got Bama being undefeated in the regular season, beating Georgia at the house, and then Georgia paying back Alabama last year, SEC championship. So I got Georgia winning.
Okay. Gotcha. So 2 Georgias and an Alabama.
Plus, I really want to see Bama host a playoff game. That would be awesome.
That would be really, really cool. No doubt about it. All right. Next, the Big 12. Who do you got, Jay, coming out of the Big 12? Do you even know who's in the Big 12?
I was going to say, man, you may have to.
All right. I'll give you some names. And
Okie State.
You've got UCF
winning. Yeah, right. Beating Oklahoma State in the championship game.
So UCF for David. And then, all right, so you got Kansas State, Utah, Kansas, Arizona, Texas Tech, Iowa State, Oklahoma State, UCF, TCU, and then it goes down from there.
Those weren't in any type of particular order, right? That's just the teams?
That is in order of over-under win totals from highest to lowest.
What do they got OK State at real quick?
7.5.
Oh, my gosh. Smash that.
Yeah, smash the over on OK State.
Okay.
Smash it, Jay. After you go to Buc-ee's.
All right. Let's go with...
Kansas State's a good one, though. Avery Johnson's the quarterback. Watch out for him.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the Utah Utes.
Also not bad.
Is that not a bad?
Yeah,
not at all.
They're tied. Them and Kansas State are both at 9.5 total. So you've got Utah.
I don't feel good about it, but I'm going to do it.
Feel good about it. Good about it. All right. I'm trying to keep track of all this real quick. All right. I'm going to go with the Kansas Jayhawks in this one. Just, rock chalk, right?
Okay.
Basketball, might as well have a little fun in football this
Lance
year.
Leopold?
Yeah, they've been trending up. And the Big 12 is just a whole nother ballgame this year, as is all the Power 4 conferences. Power 4 is kind of tough to say. All right, so Jay, out of your picks, you've got FSU, you've got Ohio State, you've got Georgia, and you've got Utah. Who's the number 1 seed?
Let's go Georgia.
All right, write it on your number 1 spot. All right, I am going to go with Oregon as my number 1 seed. What about you, David?
I have Georgia as the number 1 overall seed.
Okay. All right. Next, who do you got next, Jay, as the number 2 seed? You've taken off Georgia. You still got Ohio State, FSU, and Utah.
Let's go Ohio State.
Okay. All right, let's see. I'm going to go Georgia. I'm going to go, who'd I pick? Alabama in that one. So I'm going to go Bama as the number 2 seed. This is kind of crazy. All right, who do you guys number 2 seed, David?
Oregon.
All right, you got Oregon as the number 2 seed. All right, that leaves, Jay, for you, FSU and Utah.
Let's go Utah.
All right. Ooh. Let's see. Who did I pick out of the... Oh, I picked Kansas. All right, I'm going to then go NC State as my number 3 seed.
I got North Carolina.
And then that leaves the number 4 seed as... Who else did I pick? I picked...
Kansas.
Kansas, that's right. So, Jay, who's your 4 seed?
That would be FSU.
All right, there you go. Perfect timing. That's our top 4 right there. It's good stuff. I got Oregon, Bama, NC State, and Kansas. That sounds so funny to say that. Who are your top 4?
It's like a Desmond Howard.
I know, but you got to take that conference champion into consideration.
Mine are Georgia, Ohio State, Utah, and FSU.
Okay, so FSU in the number 4 spot.
In the number 4,
okay.
Yeah.
David, one more time, remind us.
Georgia, Oregon. I've got UNC and UCF.
There you go. That'd be awesome.
Almost as Desmond Howardy. But it's just different this year because of how those championship games are going to play a factor in what we get out of it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We appreciate you guys tuning in on this beautiful, warm Tuesday afternoon. Underdogs coming up at 4 p.m. We will be back tomorrow at 11.
America's team plays here.
And a rocket to right field. This thing is into orbit.
The Atlanta Braves on ESPN Northwest Florida. Acuna, Ozzie, and Austin Riley lead the Braves' high-powered offense.
Swung on, belted, deep right field.